hello. I say, even though there's no one here yet. That's great. This keeps happening to me. And the sad part is, guys, I say guys to no one. Oh, why is my microphone behind my monitor? Hold on, let me fix that. The sad thing is, the stream will be a lot more fun when there's, people here. Just saying. So, yeah. I can talk about other things while we wait. Ooh, I can also ping. I have a ping. I forgot to ping. Hold on. Don't mind me. Anyways. Let me open this. Let me open it. Let me. No. No, you can't do this to me. Let me open it. Thank you. Thank you. Hello! Oh no. How do I say that name? Little Biscuit? It was Little Biscuit. Why did I get so stumped at Little Biscuit? Hi, Little Biscuit! Welcome, welcome! How are you today? Doing well, I hope? Today is our second day of, I don't know what you call it, but I'm streaming every day this week. I'm starting yesterday, I didn't stream on Sunday. I'm streaming every day this week besides Sunday, because, well, I hadn't thought about it. I could have, honestly. I was just sitting in my room watching TikTok for a while there. But yeah, going live. I'm posting my thing. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Fern, you should do this before the stream starts. Yes, but I forgot. Fern, you should stop talking to yourself when you lack Ray on the stream. Oh, why'd you have to call me out like that, Fern? Gosh. I would hear exposing me, Fern. How could you? I mean, like, that's what I do. Like, what do you want me to do, bro? That's a good point. I can't argue with that. That's a good point. Oh no, they left me alone. No, I'm schizophrenic. I'm not actually schizophrenic, I think. No, I know I'm not. I think I have a good handle on reality. I think. If anything, it's not that I think things are, real that aren't real, but more that I think things that are real aren't real. That is a problem I have. Does that happen to you? Do you ever have to you ever space out so hard that when you space back in you have to remind yourself that you exist? Like, that happens to me a lot. I'll just be sitting there and I'm like, oh crap, wait, I forgot I existed. Hold on, I gotta log in. Oh wait, I forgot this was real. My bad. Oh no. It's fine. It's okay. I'm fine, probably. We would assume. Yeah, we would hope. We would hope and we would assume. We would assume. Oh no. But yeah, it's day 2. And day 1 went really well, if you can tell, if you take your attention over here underneath me. I'm bouncing to emphasize my point. I love how bouncy this model is, and you're just gonna have to deal with me stimming. It's a good thing I don't have physics on this model. That would be horrible. So, Sonic style VTuber model. Good stuff. What if we had another Fern VTuber model? I mean, it would probably be in 2026, because this year's almost over. But, you know, I had 2 new models this year already, and 2 last year. So yeah, no, if we just keep having a 2 Fern models a year streak, I think that's pretty good. Personally, I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna take that. So yeah, we're already halfway there, which is awesome. Good stuff. That was like mostly Keko, but Ray also contributed, of course. Can't forget that. And yeah, That's how it's going. That's how it be. Um, 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 hmm. I'm here to do OC ranting. I'm trying to wait till we have people here because I wanted this to be like interactive. And it's hard for it to be interactive when there's no one for me to interact with. How do I donate? Oh, nar, you don't have to, bro. But if you want to, you don't have to. But if you want to, sorry, my hand tracking's not always the best. It's just based on my webcam. I don't actually have a hand tracker. If you want to, there should be a little like a donate button right next to your type in chat button. And that's how you send a super chat. And that's what this is based off of, is the super chats. But you could always join my membership. That's a lot cheaper. I mean, unless you spend like, what's my membership? $3? I only have 3 members. Yo, the membership's been open for a year this week. This week it'll have been a year. And this horrible thing is, I unlocked memberships like a while before that. And I didn't open them because I'll be like, oh, no one's gonna buy it. No one's gonna want it. No one's gonna join it. So I don't see the point. Whoops, sorry. I don't see the point in having it. Like, you know? And then people were like, oh yeah, you should have memberships for it. You should open memberships. When for memberships. Oh my goodness!
Found it.
Ow, I forgot that I get hit in this model. Jeez. You just hit me. Ow. Oh, gee. Oh no. Oh no. No, you can't do this to me, no! Where's the suspense? Where's the suspense? Where is it? Where's the suspense? If we completed on freaking day 2, where is the suspense, bro? What? Hold the phone! Hold on! No! I'm not doing this crap. No, I'm out. No, you can't do this to me. No, you can't. You simply can't. Why am I changing accents? Holy cow. Holy crap. There went my goal. I didn't know it was this easy to get $100. Holy cow. What did I do? What have I done? Wow. No. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm getting the model. I'm getting the model, I guess. Jeez. Oh, no. Hello, Peachy. Welcome. It was very cool of them. Thank you so much, Little Biscuit. Thank you so much, Keko the Bun Bun. Thank you so much, Ray, for the 5 at the end of that 100. I appreciate it so much. Oh my gosh. Bros, I'm like tweaking right now. Holy, no, you can't hit me with this, bro. If I got a freaking nickel, no, screw that. If I got $50 for every time this week that I have gotten $50 before the first half hour of stream, I would have $100, which, you know, is kind of a lot considering. If anyone followed what I was saying, good for you, because I don't know. I don't even, oh my gosh, thank you. Oh, I love you guys. I love you guys. I feel bad putting goals, but then you just, like, obliterate them immediately. I don't know if that makes me feel worse or better. I don't know if that makes me feel worse or better. Man, I should advertise my merch more. Maybe that's my problem, is I just don't go, hey guys, this is a thing. enough. I don't know, bro. I'm just here to be here, and if people want to buy my merch and join my membership and give me money, like, you know, go ahead, but, like, I don't know. I have a job, so, like, this isn't my job, but, like, it's nice to get money so that I can spend money on it, without, you know, feeling bad because I owe. I went to college, I have student loans to pay. Oh my goodness, thank you. I don't know, and it's also like, I love watching streamers, bro. I've never donated to a streamer once. Like, it's never even crossed my, okay, it did cross my brain one time. Aside from that one time, it's never even crossed my mind, and maybe that's just me. I'm not generous. Oh no. Yeah, no, I don't think I am very generous. Yeah, no, I don't think that's a gift I have. I'm a lot of things. I don't think I'm generous. At least not with money. I'm generous with time. Sometimes over generous with time, but with money, nah, not really. That's my money, bro. I worked hard to get this crap. But thank you. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we reached our goal. I need a soundboard. Applause! Applause! We reached our goal. Now what do? We just see how, I want to see if anyone will donate more, and we'll just see how much over the goal we go. That'll be the fun part. New goal? New girl. I don't even know what it would be for. Like, I don't even know what it would be for, bro. I don't know, guys. Do y'all have any suggestions? Because this was my idea. I think it was a pretty solid one. Can't lie. Let me think. Let me have brain cells. What am I thinking about? I forgot. But, yeah. Anyways, this stream has a title. Are we getting into that yet? I don't know. I kind of want to chat a little more, actually. Ignore the segue I was making. It was so much of a segue. I just kind of started. I don't know if that's a segue. Oh. Yeah, no, that's not a segue. Why am I still talking about segues? That's nothing I love more than a funny segue. I don't think I'm in the environment where I'd get to experience those anymore. But at church or, like, in discussions and, like, class back in the day, back when I was in college, at the beginning of this year, back when I was in college, you know, it like the more, like, you know, group discussion settings where you'd have an adult leader. Well, I mean, I guess in college I was an adult, but like a teacher, you know, a professor, or like a church in small group. It'd always be like, the conversation get a little off the rails, and we'd start talking about something else, and then there'd always be that person that goes, speaking of, I can't think of an example. Speaking of this thing we're talking about, and then finds this weird way to relate it to what we're supposed to be talking about, and that's like the funniest thing ever. Like, genuinely, it's really funny. I wish I had that skill. I don't think I do. It's great. I love it. Again, I don't think I would even be in an environment where that would happen anymore, sadly. I love how bouncy this model is. Look at me. You know, but it's so funny. So, in case you didn't know, the people that were there, and by there, I mean at the karaoke stream on Ray's channel, last Friday, those of you that were there know that I stayed over at Ray's house this weekend, and one of the things we did is we played a lot of Mario Party, and there's one minigame. Oh, which one was it? I forgot what you did in it. I forgot the name or anything. All I remember is the goal. You were supposed to have your Joy-Con, Hello, I'm gesturing with my hand. Why do I have hand tracking if you're not gonna work? You have your Joy... I'm only using one of my hands right now. You have your Joy-Con, in your hand, and, you gotta shake it, basically, while holding the trigger. I forgot which minigame it was, don't ask me. All I know is I grabbed that thing. I was like shaking it so fast. I just turned on ultra stimming mode and I won by a long shot, man. I won by a landslide. Nobody can beat me at stimming. That's one thing that I will not be bested on. I can shake my hands up and down really fast, and I know that there's no way that's gonna track, but you just have to take my word for it, okay? You just have to take my word for it, because there's no way that's gonna track. Just be like, shake, 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 shake. Can you hear my bracelet? This is I have two bracelets. Bracelets. Yeah, no. But yeah. The point is, I don't know. I'm good at shaking my hands up and down. I forgot why I was talking about this. I just thought it was funny. That was all. Speaking of, I won a 30-turn game of Mario Party. Be proud of me. It was hard. Ray got like 4 stars in 1 turn. It was crazy. And I was like, nah, bro, I'm cooked. I got the first star, and then I just wasn't getting any for so long. And then I just started, I started a streak. I started getting them. What happened is they started putting gold pipes in the shop at like turn 15 or 16, like halfway through the game, right? Gold pipes. Do you know what a gold pipe does, chat? A gold pipe, it teleports you, well, it pipes you to the space before the star. Do you realize how overpowered that was? And they just had them in the shop for 25 coins. And I was just golden piping my way every freaking where, bro. I had 2 golden pipes in my inventory at one point, and I was like, bam, bam. It was great. It was good stuff. It was great. Oh my goodness. I don't think it was 4 stars in 1 turn Ray got. I think it was 2 in 1 turn, then 2 the next turn. They had a buddy, if that helps. I had a buddy at one point. I think it was in the game I won, but I couldn't. It was Mario? Yeah. So it wasn't Peach, basically, is what I'm saying. I think Ray had Peach. Yeah, I think so. I wanted Peach so bad, but, no. Was that just a Twitch alert? I didn't know I had those turned on. Well, whoever followed my Twitch just now, thanks, bro. Wait, let me check my Twitch. I had 8 followers before. Do I have 9 now? I do. Bro, who just followed my Twitch? I didn't know I had alerts on for that. I was a little confused. I'm like, what's this about? Somebody just followed my Twitch. Thank you. Fun fact, my Twitch debut is tomorrow. I have not prepared anything for it yet, but it's gonna happen tomorrow and it's gonna be fun. That's all I know. That's all I need to know. That's the only thing that's important. It's happening tomorrow and it's gonna be fun. Yeah. But oh my goodness! Ow! Wow! Right in the face! Thank you! I have a lore keeper now? Oh, that means I can start posting lore dumps again. Do you know how long I have been waiting to post a freaking lore dump? Because the only lore keeper is my best friend who kind of already knows the lore. So, they already know, like... Thank you. Now that I have members... Oh, wait, hold on. I'm gonna put you in the outro real quick. Now that I have members, I can actually make a members-only video. And I have so many ideas. You have no idea. You have no idea how many ideas I have that I just couldn't, use because... Because why, Fern? Lost my train of thought. Because, yeah, no, I just did lose my train of thought. Oh, because there's no members. Like, who's gonna watch my member stream? Member stream? I'm sorry, I meant member video. There's no members. And there is a character that I really like, but I just can't show them in a normal video because that is the promise I made to myself. Because I'm trying my best not to spoil Fantastic Friends. I say as if I'm not doing a stream or I'm gonna explain to you spoilers. But at the same time, I just want to tell you everything. Especially Fern lore. Fern lore in particular I'm keeping because it's not even gonna come up till the end of episode. Sorry, I meant season 5. So yeah, I'm just keeping that. If I keep it behind a paywall, then we're good. The lore, Matt Pat. Heck yeah. Yeah, no, I got some crazy lore. I don't even know if I should have this lore, but I'm gonna keep it because this is my passion project and I get to do whatever the heck I want. Thank you very much. Besides, Fantastic Friends is nothing but if not a love let me start that over. Jeez. Fantastic Friends is nothing if not a love letter to my younger self. So, if that would explain any lore for you, yeah. There you go. There you go. Anyway, here's a good segue. Speaking of Fantastic Friends, speaking of Fantastic Friends, and speaking of lore, I have a presentation for you today, chat. Hold on. Here we go. I have a presentation for you today. And this is great because my background is a freaking, my background's a freaking, oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. My background is a freaking, what's it called? Projector. It's a projector. Like, see? That's what this is supposed to be. I'm standing in front of the class giving a presentation constantly. Except the presentation last time I streamed was my slime garden. Today, the presentation is a presentation. Observe. Please capture my hands. Okay, it's not going to capture my hands. Observe! My presentation. Fantastic Friends. Whoa, who's this handsome dude, bro? Who's that? Who's that? Who's this guy? Oh, he is cool looking. Oh, no. This is Fern! As opposed to me, Fern the person, this is Fern the OC. Some major differences. For one, this one's 18. And in college. That's a big difference. They're also... There's just a lot of differences, okay? You don't need me to explain them to you. So, yeah. I have a video. Hold on, let me grab it. Fern is the only one that I've made an introduction video for. Well, at least a new one. I need to go through and fix that problem because it's been so long since I posted that thing. When was it? It was after this. I scrolled too fast. I didn't see it. Here we go. Here we go. I need to change that thumbnail. It's kind of lame. So I'm gonna send you this video. This video has more information than what I have on the slide, but I'm gonna rant for a while on the slide. The slide does not have nearly as much information as I'm gonna say about these characters. Just saying. So yeah, you have your basic information here. I don't know. I don't know if do I need to read this? Y'all can read, right? Yeah. You can read. I'm sure you can. Fern. Fern is the main character of Fantastic Friends. Shocking that I would make myself the main character, Because who would do something like that? Hi, my name is FernTheInkling. Yeah, but Fern is the main character. Vaguely. There's 5 main characters, but she's like the main character. Like how Twilight Sparkle's the main character of My Little Pony, but like there's the other main 6 that are also main characters. She's basically the Twilight Sparkle of Fantastic Friends. If I had to explain that. Yeah. Freshman in college, just like the other main 5. Main 5, I normally call them Fern's group. And it's right here. I'm gonna scoot myself over a little so you can read. Right here, we have Friends, Luna, Forrest, Stella, Carter. Oh, not Conry. Conry is Friends, but not part of the Fern's group. I'll explain that thing. Why is Conry in Friends and Conry in Rivals? I'll explain that in a moment. But Fern's the main character. Fern is a biology major, and a freshman. They live on campus. They're roommates with Luna, who they definitely have no feelings for. Ignore the fact it says Luna and crushes. They definitely have no feelings for. And they were roommates! What was I saying? Yeah. Fern lives on campus, with Luna. And they're a biology major. I mean, what else do you need to know about Fern that isn't on here? They're a little, well, for starters, Fern is extremely socially awkward. This is a thing. How did Fern achieve having 4 entire friends? 5 count Conry, who I put on the list. How did Fern achieve this? Well, good question. Even Fern doesn't know. So basically, I will give you the backstory on every single one of these friendships here, because that's important. So, firstly, Fern grew up at home with his mom and dad, and I believe they have 4 or 5 younger siblings. I forgot if it was 4 or 5. They have a lot of younger siblings, is the point. And they were homeschooled until high school. Another major difference between me and Fern the OC, because I was homeschooled in high school as well. But Fern was homeschooled until high school, and thus social skills they have none. Since they were in such a big family, they were often ignored and even neglected in many ways. And so it's not necessarily that anything bad happened to Fern growing up, just that nothing really did happen at all to Fern growing up. And I don't know, of all the character backstories, Fern's is kind of the most boring, but that's kind of the point. Like, that's just kind of the point. Why is my Fitbit going off? Oh, I think my washer might be done. Oh, no. It's fine. I'll find a stopping point in my rant and I'll go move my clothes to the dryer, because I'm a responsible adult. And where was I? About Fern. Yeah. Fern. And so, yeah, they started going to high school in high school. Shocking, I know. And they went to the same high school as Forrest, who we'll talk about. Is he next? No. Who we'll talk about eventually. Forrest and Fern in high school, they were not friends. They were frenemies. That's like their whole thing, is they were frenemies in high school. They had a frenemies to friends arc. But yeah, no, they were frenemies. They were always like dissing each other and all that. And Fern had a huge crush on this girl named Kit. This has definitely no reference to my life whatsoever. That's crazy. And Kit is like a popular girl type person. But the thing with Kit is that, sorry, I know the pronouns of my characters. She's one of those people that'll be like, oh, we're best friends, but, like, doesn't really mean it. They're just kind of saying that to be nice. And Fern followed them around like, a lost puppy, and was completely unsuccessful at winning any sort of actual connection with her, which was heartbreaking, to say the least. And, of course, Fern had to have a moment of realization, wait, I'm not the problem here. This person is a jerk to me. Interesting. But yeah, that's kind of Fern's social life in high school. They didn't have any friends whatsoever. Besides Kit, there was nobody. Oh, and Forrest, but Forrest wasn't her friend. So that was high school. Something happened in the spring semester of Fern's senior year of high school. Something known as the Starfall. The Starfall is very important to the plot and the lore. But basically, what the Starfall is, without spoiling why it happened, there was a, like, global earthquake, preceded, I should have explained this, preceded by what looked, it's called the Starfall, because it looked like the stars were literally falling out of the sky. It looked as though the stars were literally falling out of the sky. The stars are still in the sky after the Starfall, but, changed in a way, so something did happen to them. Like, something happened to the world. There was an earthquake on the entire globe, but there were even changes in outer space. Something very big happened, and nobody really knows why. It destroyed many, just the entire globe had a giant earthquake. I can't stress enough how much damage that would cause. Many lives were lost, many buildings were destroyed, many things. One of the buildings destroyed was Fern's house. Fern's house was completely destroyed during the Starfall, and she and her family had to move into an apartment room because they couldn't afford another house. And let's just say an apartment with like 7 family members is not ideal. Shocking, I know. But yeah, no, very cramped living space. Fern, of course, now lives in the dorm with Luna, as I stated previously, but like, that's their home life. Their house got literally destroyed. All of their belongings completely destroyed, and they have to start over. So yeah, that happened to Fern right before college. That's great. We love that. That's great. So yeah, that was like leading up to college. At college graduation? No. At high school graduation? Yeah, geez. At college graduation. No. At high school graduation, Fern encountered Forrest just kind of crying on his own somewhere. And Forrest was crying because his dad was not able to come to his graduation. I'll talk about Forrest's backstory when we get to him. But Forrest's mom is gone. I'll explain more about that again. And his dad could not come. His dad is his only family member. And he could not come. And other things happened with his friends and everything. I'll get to that later. The point is, Forrest was crying. And Fern went up to him and comforted him. And after that, they were friends. Basically. Well, technically not really. They weren't really friends. They just had this sweet moment. And that was it. But they saw each other later, like, they found out they were going to the same school, because they, like, went to the school, like, at orientation, they saw each other, and were like, oh, holy crap, it's you from high school! And then they were friends, just immediately. All the other things aside, it's like, yeah, no, we're cool now, we're friends now. That's what happened, right? So that's how Fern and Forrest became friends, and also Fern's entire family history and childhood and whatever. So that's Forrest. Like I said, Luna's Fern's roommate. That's basically all there is to their story of becoming friends, is that they were assigned a room together, and Luna is not a very social person whatsoever and would just prefer solitude, but Fern just kind of stuck with it and kept annoying her, and if Luna was eventually like, you know what, he's not so bad, whatever. And that's kind of how Luna became friends with all the other people too, is through Fern. I believe Carter and Forrest met during orientation, and then that's kind of how Fern and Carter became friends. Stella, they all met Stella at some point. Stella, I had it written at one point that they were all already together and they like saw her. And this is like early Fantastic Friends draft, like this isn't canon anymore whatsoever, but I was writing, like, I think it was a flashback, but Stella was like in a giant cloak because she, I think, didn't have her medication yet. Stella's a vampire, so she is taking a lot of medication so that she doesn't flipping die in the sunlight. So she was wearing a giant cloak because she didn't have her medication, or like she ran out of her medication. Whatever the point is, she you know, she was allergic to the sun. And they were like, who the heck is that? And then they just became friends just because it was so crazy. I don't know. But yeah, that's how Fern got 4 friends. Despite being terrible at having friends. Not having them. Well, having them. So Fern is not, despite social ineptness, Fern is not a quiet person, naturally. They yap, they're a yapper. They're very silly. They like to goof around. They don't take things seriously. They're very dramatic at times. And all of that fun stuff. It's really just in social situations where they'll be unnaturally quiet. And it's the difference between them when they're with their friends and them when they're not is noticeable. Extremely noticeable. But despite their kind of like positive, upbeat personality, they are not that positive and upbeat in their mind. And despite how friendly they are to people, they struggle with relationships and intimacy and all that. Which is something that they'll learn, because the entire point of the show is friendship. I'm just kidding. The entire point of the show is the characters, like, you know, being friends and learning about how to be friends with each other. Because it's like for a lot of them, it's like unlearning their trauma and whatever. And that's kind of Fern's arc, is, you know, learning to be close to people, because that's an arc I had to take, that's for sure. But yeah, crushes is in there. Let me think. I can talk about this slide now. Why not? Yeah, the birthday's February 22nd. It's not the same as my birthday. My birthday's July 6th. They're 18, 5'3". That is the same as me. Pronouns he, she, they. I use any pronouns. Fern is a he, she, they. Another difference between us. I also... I don't know if I should... Bro, I don't know what gender I am anymore. But Fern is still gender fluid. That ain't changing. Bisexual. I'm bisexual. This is true. I am. They're an Amari. The Amari class I can talk about a bit. Is basically like... I have a lot of characters that are, like, have animal features. That's an entire class. The origin of which is very odd, because they're newer. Like, in terms of history, they first appeared pretty recently on, like, a grand scheme of all of time thing. Like, it was, like, hundreds of years ago at the point which Fantastic Friends takes place. But compared to all the other classes, they're the newest emerged one. There's a lot of theories about why they emerged. One of the biggest ones is that they were actually created by some members of the magic class. Is it true? Is it untrue? Nobody knows. Even I don't know. That's why it's not confirmed to be canon. It's supposed to be, mysterious. But Amari, they're just people but with animal features. They are more animal-like in some ways. They have, in general, shorter lifespans. In general, they have more children. This is true. It's canon that Amari have more children than most, than any of the other classes. It's also canon that the magic class are usually asexual, and that's why there aren't that many magic class, because most of them just do not care to have intercourse whatsoever. Like, this is this is just I don't know, bro. This is true. Yeah, but the Amari, that's the Amari. They are intelligent. You know, I wouldn't say there's any specific intelligent like barriers or like not barriers. What's the word I'm looking for? Inferiority. But they're definitely not known for being intelligent, but they're it's whatever. Like, they can go to college same as everybody else. But after their emergence originally in history, they did not have basically human rights for a long time, and were preyed on by the Nocturnals because, they didn't have human rights, so it was completely legal for them to do their things, like, vampires like to suck people's blood. You can't just go suck a person's blood, but if an Amari don't have no human rights, no one's stopping you. I mean, except for morality, but So yeah, the Amari kind of have a difficult history, but at the point in time where Fantastic Friends takes place, they've been seen as equals for 100-something years. Like a while. So I just thought I'd share that history with you because I find it interesting. I say like I didn't make it up. But yeah, those are the Amari. Friends, specifically Foxling, they're based on a red fox. In case you care, I have a whole bit about that in the video I sent the link of in the chat. But yeah, that's Fern for you. A biology major. Yeah, I don't know what Fern's aesthetic is, because it's whatever the heck that is. Plus, Fern has 2 other outfits, because they're gender fluid. So they have the man and the woman, and then just that one. But yeah, no, Fern will actually change outfits. Most people won't. Hobbies, writing, singing, video games. Good stuff right there. Favorite color, red. Favorite food, pizza. Crushes. Oh, we can talk about the shipping. Raphael and Luna. One of those works out, one of them doesn't. I'll give you a hint. It's Luna that works out. Raphael just straight up rejects them, but that plot comes first, obviously. That's why I put it first. Most of these are in order. Like, the Friends is in order. Fern is closest with Luna and Forrest. Though also friends Stella Carter. And then Connery, I can explain the rival group now. So, we have Fern's group. We also have Conan's group, which is a rival group to Fern's group. And by rival, I just mean, like, they have a rivalry going on. It's nothing serious. Like, it's more of a frenemy thing again. But just, like, the tension is fun. Originally, Conan was genuinely a bad person. But I decanonized that. That's not true anymore. He's actually a great person now. He's pretty chill. But originally Carter was a horrible person, and that affected his twin brother Connery, who Fern kind of helped, quote-unquote, get out of that toxic relationship. in the original, like original drafts. But that's not the case anymore. But Carter was bad to Camilla, who originally they were gonna start as being together. Now they're starting as exes. Originally they would start as being together and then break up. Now they're gonna start broken up and then get back together later. Good stuff. I mean, it depending on the, like, early on they weren't gonna get back together, but later on they were gonna be together, break up, and then get back together. But since they're not main characters, that was just too many plot points, so they're just gonna start broken up, and then they'll get back together at some point. But yeah. Yeah, and then Ren was a horrible person, but he had character development and stopped being a horrible person. Although originally, in Ren's original creation, he just sucked, but I shipped him with Stella too much to let him continue to suck, so I decided to give him character development. Sam just straight up didn't exist. Nah, Sam just straight up didn't exist. Sam is a much newer character than even some side characters. And I literally made her because I sat down and realized that I did not have any female characters that didn't wear a skirt. And by female, I mean women. Technically, Fern's female, but they're not, they don't identify as women. I didn't have any women that didn't wear skirts. So, Sam was created. I wish I was kidding. That's how she was created. So yeah, I need to move my laundry, but I'll be back. Oh dear. Oh wait. I'm gonna just switch over to just chatting. I'll be back. BRB. I moved my laundry and now I'm back. Okay. Wait, let me switch scenes back. Okay. So, I don't know if anyone's here. YouTube is... Oh, I'm out of breath. Oh, jeez. I ran up the stairs. So YouTube is telling me there's people here. I don't know if y'all are gonna chat or not, but I'll still ask. It's fine if you don't want to chat. I'm just saying. I want to have engagement. Just catch my breath. Jeez. Ooh, I'm out of shape. Okay. Does anyone have any questions about Fern? It could be about literally anything. Like literally anything. Like, what would be his favorite song, or like, what is her greatest fear? Like, genuinely, just anything. I'd love to talk about my characters. I would love to do that. But yeah. Fern, that's Fern for you. They're just a silly little guy. They definitely don't have some crazy war. Oh, geez, lore that I wouldn't share, because that's for the lore keepers, if you will. And regular members get some lore videos, just not as in-depth explanations as I give the lore keepers. But whatever. But yeah, that's basically them, and they're kind of the center of everything, but they don't actually do much. And that might sound boring, but they're just kind of there. And story goal wise, because every protagonist needs a story goal, there's gonna be like a plot that picks up like in season 6, but the first couple of seasons where it's more of just like a slice of life, cute little thing happening, I'd say really their biggest goal is to improve themselves and learn to be a good friend to other people and have relationships where they can finally stop feeling so lonely. And there's a lot of identity issues specifically that Fern has, and that'll definitely come up like way later on, but even just in the beginning, they're just trying to find themselves and know who they are, and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I would say, and of course college. You gotta get through college, you gotta do well in college. That'll take up a lot more of your time than the show will have you think, because it's not entertaining to watch my character study for hours. Would you share the slideshow at the end of the stream? Like the link? I mean, I can, if you want it. You can, yeah, I can share it at the end of stream. But yeah, that's enough about Fern. Let's move on. Luna! I love Luna very much. She is very close to my heart. I created her to be... So when I first started using Gacha Life, like, when was that? Like 2020 or 2021, I want to say. I was just goofing around with it. I wasn't serious about it, but I did have an idea to have a gacha channel, a gacha YouTube channel. And it's not this channel, and at that time, I decided that instead of having one main OC, like most people did, I'd have two. One of them was Fern, and one of them was Luna. And they were supposed to kind of represent two different sides of myself and my personality, that I sometimes felt like, and still feel like, because I'm still the same person, we're in conflict. Fern has changed a lot since her conception, if you will. Like, if you look at early designs of Fern and Luna, Fern didn't have glasses and Luna had glasses. Luna does not have glasses anymore and Fern does. Right? Stuff like that. that have been switched around where they were like both me, but like now Fern is all me. And anyway, I would say that every character that I have is a self-insert in some capacity. Like, they're not all the same. Like, Fern is a lot more heavily based on me than any of the other characters. But like, I like expressing parts of myself through my writing and my characters, and it's difficult for me to understand the character I'm writing if they're not at least a little bit like me. So all of my characters are different, but have a part of them that is from me, if that makes sense. And I think that's just how writing works. Writing and art in general is imitation. And when I write, am imitating the world around me and the people around me and my own self. And I don't know why I'm getting so philosophical about this, but that's probably just because, again, this show's nothing if not a love letter to my younger self. Like, it has a deep meaning to me. But that's irrelevant. Well, it's relevant, but it's irrelevant to what we're talking about here. Luna is a fairy. She's in the magic class. The magic class is, like, really cool. They were really mysterious historically, and just kind of appeared and disappeared at random times. But at some point, and I believe it was actually, like, in order to, like, right after because they helped give, like, citizenship and rights to the Amari, which I mentioned didn't have them at first. They helped kind of handle that situation, and basically after that they started living among regular society. The interesting thing about the magic class is they don't follow the laws that everyone else follows. They are not ruled by the government of the cities that they live in. They are instead guided by what, unless I'm just forgetting what it's called, what I believe is called the council. And that's a group of magic class people that are known as being very wise. They have the closest relationships to the creator, and, you know, a lot of, like, religious stuff going on there. Because in this universe, at least, magic is tied very closely to religion, because that just makes sense, you know? Makes sense to me. Because there's, and by religion, I don't mean the religions that y'all know. I made up religions. I made up religions. That's so much more fun. Because, you know, magic is, it depends on the type of magic you're doing, of course. Like, fairies are known for doing nature magic. They manipulate the natural world around them. But, like, a psychic, has more of a, a connection to the spiritual, which is, you know, that does just sound religious. But anyway, all of that fun stuff. But yeah, so they don't follow the regular laws. And I'll get into some other classes that have, like, differences in how they are related to the government and the laws. But this is, like, the biggest one, because if Luna went into a grocery store and shoplifted, she would not get arrested by the police. She would get transported to the council, and the council would decide what to do with her. Basically. Like, the police, they wouldn't do anything. And it's kind of like they can't do anything, but, like, you know, does that necessarily mean Luna can get away with shoplifting? Absolutely not. The council holds the magic class to a much higher standard than they hold most people. So, if she shoplifted, I don't think it would go well for her. And the thing about Luna is she actually did do things that were illegal. Fascinating. I will get into her backstory now because I feel like it. So Luna grew up as a magic class person with her parents who were both fairies. She is an only child. And a lot of pressure was put on her by her parents for academic success from a very young age, and from a very young age, it just broke her, and she wasn't able to, do well in school because of the pressure. Like, honestly, if the pressure wasn't there, she might have done better. And Luna was going to this, like, really high standards magic class school where it would be very difficult to do better than, like, the other students, in a way. Like, it was very competitive, and all that. Like, and honestly, if you were making Bs, you're probably doing a lot better than most schools, right? Because that's just the standard that they had, but she wasn't doing very well at all. So her parents sent her to a regular school, in high school, and that is when she met this guy named Derek. And Derek's parents were extremely abusive, and they kind of bonded over that. Because Luna's parents weren't physically abusive, but, like, yeah, no, her parents were abusive. And they bonded over that, they fell in love, and Derek was like, hey, how about we both move out of our crappy parents' houses and live together? And they did that, and all would have been well, except for it all was not well, because they had to pay rent. And what Derek decided they were going to do to pay rent is basically they would put on magic shows with Luna's magic, which is illegal. Why is it illegal? Because it's basically like well, let's look at it. Let me explain why it's illegal. Well, for starters, again, magic class aren't governed by, like, laws so much as they are judged by the council. So it's not as, like the other classes have, like, a list of laws, whereas with the magic class, it's more of, like, moral, like, if that makes any sense. But anyway, I'm probably not making any sense. It's not allowed, in either group, because magic should not be something that is sold, because that is manipulative to those that don't have magic. Magic is a gift that should be given to others freely, to help them. Magic also shouldn't be used to harm people. It should only be used to defend oneself or those that are weaker than oneself. It should not be used offensively. It should not be used to manipulate. And so selling it is also strongly against the code that the magic class live by. It is illegal for a regular person like Derek, who's an Amari. He's a squirrel Amari, because squirrels are evil. It's illegal for him to associate with that, because it is also, in a way, the selling of one's body, almost. Not in the same way, but, like, it kind of is like that. Because of just how precious and intimate magic is to the user. So it's just illegal all around, is what I'm saying. So magic shows of this type are extremely illegal, and they were doing them in high school. Yeah, and they were doing them. They were making money off of Luna's performative magic, and it put her under a lot of pressure, because that was how they were paying rent. That was how they were surviving, and if there was an alternative, Derek would not have like believe, he would have at least acted like he didn't believe they could. Like, he made it very clear to her that that was the only way that things were going to go well. And he, of course, had his abusive parents to hang over her head and to guilt her into doing it, even though she did not want to. And that went on for a long time. And until she kind of realized how horrible he was being to her. And I kind of have it as, like, he was abusive, but not physically abusive, until one time he was, and then she was like, oh, this is not, no, that's, that, like, it should have crossed the line a long time ago, but that's what pushed her too far, and she was like, I'm not sticking around anymore. And basically what she did is she called the police and set him up so that the police arrived during their show, and they arrested him, and she just kind of dipped and ran away and started living on her own. The council is probably going to contact her at some point. I say wink wink because that is a plot. That's a plot line. And I think, is it the end of season 2? It's actually pretty early on, where that's gonna come up, like, during the show. So far the council has not contacted her, and to be fair, again, she was being manipulated into it, so it wasn't, like, entirely her fault, but she does have that hanging over her head that it was wrong, and she knew it was wrong, and she did it anyway, repeatedly, over and over again. So yeah, that's Luna's backstory. She's got some trauma, is what I'm saying. She has got some trauma. But yeah, there you go. Luna has absolutely no connection to her parents. She hasn't seen them in, like, a year or two at this point. Fantastic Friends, sorry. Inkling's University, which is the college that the characters are going to, is, like, not that hard for a magic class to get into because it's a regular college. She didn't graduate high school. She took, like, I can't say the one that we have in America because this isn't America I'm talking about, but she basically took an exam that gave her the equivalent of a high school diploma when she, of course, passed with flying colors, and was able to go to Inkling's University, which is just like a regular college. It's not a magic class college, but it does offer magic majors. Inkling's University is incredibly inclusive, and offers a wide range of majors, and that's why you see so many different classes there. They even accept nocturnal students. Like, Inkling's University is the GOAT, is what I'm saying. But yeah, that's where she's at. Despite her, like, school-related trauma, she still enjoys learning things, and studying, as I put up there. She loves magic, and she's just, like, has the arc of making it her own thing instead of something that other people are forcing her to do, and all of that fun stuff. She's great. I love her. Let me see, what's something else we can talk about? Yeah, no, she's only 4'10". She's short. She's a fairy, so of course she's short. Sexuality. So, well, I hate it whenever I have to write down her sexuality. It's so long. Panromantic, demi-romantic, asexual. What I'm trying to say here is that she only is romantically attracted to people that she is close with. She is attracted to people of, just regardless of gender. That's where the pan comes in, just regardless of gender. She is completely, like, asexual. Like, she doesn't have sex. Doesn't happen. It will not happen ever. Sorry for, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, sorry for, I'm just kidding. Fern doesn't care. Obviously. or the relationship wouldn't work. That's why Stella X Luna wouldn't work. Fun fact. I don't think that... That's why it wouldn't work. Yeah, Luna's gonna be the hardest person to ship. I actually did... Luna's Fern's canon now. I did actually originally ship her with Carter. But I love Fern X Luna so much. I love Luna X Carter too, though, honestly. They're goated too. I just like the other one more. It's not that I like that one. Like, I don't like it. I just, the other one, you know? But... Yeah. there's that. I put Fern question mark in crushes because she doesn't really, like, I don't know. Get crushes like other characters like Fern would. Because it would be something that developed over time, whereas Fern, it's just like more immediate. But yeah, Fern is her only love interest, and that comes later. At the beginning, they're friends. They're friends with Fern, Carter, Stella, and Forrest, of course. They're closest with she. The pronouns are right there, Fern. She's closest with Fern and Carter, though she's also friends with Stella and Forrest. Rivals with Conan's group again, because, you know, the whole group is rivals with that group. But yeah, that's Luna for you. She's... Oh, also, fun fact about Luna. She has she has insomnia. She also has anxiety. Oh, and Fern has ADHD. I forgot to say that. Fern has ADHD. Luna has anxiety and insomnia. Fern will later get night terrors, but I won't talk about that. That's not a mental health disorder. That's a whole nother can of beans. Luna also loves coffee and libraries and all the fun things. I actually have an aesthetic for her, Light Academia. Because yes. But yeah. That's Luna. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about Luna. I just love her so much. She's just awesome. I just love her. Any questions about Luna before we continue? I say like I'm giving a presentation about something important. Any questions? Any questions, Inkies? I just remember originally there was a thing where she was afraid of heights and wouldn't fly, and a whole arc she had is like being comfortable with flying again. That's no longer canon. She will just fly. She can fly. She has wings. She is the only main character with wings, not the only main character that can fly. Stella, you know, the other woman, can also fly. Apparently women can just fly. Because Stella's a vampire, so she can turn into a little bat. But she doesn't have wings, normally. She only has wings when she turns into a bat. Luna can just fly. And again, she's got nature magic. And the thing is, because of the magic shows, a lot of the spells that she knows are more performative than, like, practical. And so she's, like, trying to build her repertoire, if you will, of spells that are more useful and less showy. All that fun stuff. She hates anything to do with being on stage and performing. I think she, you know, there's that, remember in Helluva Boss with Blitz? It's like that. It's like that. She's got like the same relationship with performing that Blitz has, I would say. 'Cause trauma. I think that's the only way you could compare the two, because otherwise they're very different. Did I mention she was completely asexual? But yeah, she's cool. I love Luna a lot. I don't make nearly enough videos with her, to be honest. But anyway, I think I'm done talking about her. If y'all are done, chat, asking questions, because you didn't really ask any. That's fine. We'll move on. Forrest Devon. Forrest is an elf. He's in the warrior class. Did you notice how Luna was 4'10"? Forrest is 6'10". He is an entire 2 feet taller than Luna. Please appreciate this, because I feel like I don't appreciate their height difference enough, because I can't draw height. I don't even draw them. I can't make height, like, in gacha be consistent. Mostly because I always forget to change their height when I make the character, and then, like, the code I have saved is just default height. But no, he's an entire 2 feet taller than Luna. Forrest is very obsessed with how tall he is, and how much taller he is than Fern, particularly. That's something he talks about a lot. But yeah, Forrest's birthday September 3rd. He's 18 years old. He's a man. Is he straight? I've been wondering this for a long time. I think maybe even he's wondering. I already said he's an elf. And the thing about warrior class, since we're going on class rants, also when I'm talking about these characters, the warrior class are the ones that are expected to be in the military. Would there be, like, I don't know, military stuff going on? So, like, only sorry, not military. Only warrior class would get drafted, basically. So Carter would get... Carter? Sorry, I meant Forrest. Why did I say Carter? Forrest. Jeez! Forrest would get drafted if there was a war going on, which there's not. So would Sam. A woman, by the way. I realize it's not clear because her name is Sam. Her name's Samantha, but her name is Sam. But she would also get drafted, because she's also a warrior class. That's just what they do. Culturally, loyalty is very important to the warrior class. Historically, they've also still been the ones doing war, and all that fun stuff. And as a people, they're more of a follow and less of a think about what is going on. And that can get them into trouble. But that's them in general. Obviously, every individual is different. But culturally, that's the trend, right? Like, culturally, it's the trend that magic class are asexual, but obviously not all of them are. Some of them might be the opposite. Like, it's just a trend. It's not always true. Are there genetic reasons for it? Or is it nature or nurture? Nobody knows, but it is a thing. Forrest is a major in sports studies. I put basketball in there as his hobby. I was gonna invent a magical sport, but I just haven't got around to it, and I've just used basketball as a placeholder for so long. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, he plays basketball. Of course he does. He's really freaking tall. Like, what did you expect him to play? Aesthetic, I just put athletic, question mark? Because, yeah, that's just kind of his thing. He's an athlete. He loves to eat. He's a big eater. He's constantly eating. Like, you know those characters in cartoons that are always eating all the time? That's him. That's him. He likes green. He has a crush on his ex named Ivy, and I just put crush because that's the category name on all the other characters. I wouldn't really call it a crush because it's his ex, but he's still in love with his ex-girlfriend who cheated on him in high school. I'll tell you Forrest's story. Forrest, as I said, went to high school with Fern. He was very popular in high school. He had a large friend group and a girlfriend named Ivy. Maybe it doesn't matter and it's irrelevant, but she's a snake Amari because she's a little freaking snake. I can have some humor in what I make the some of these Amari. But yeah, and also going backwards farther than that. I mentioned earlier that he only has a dad. Yeah, his mom cheated on his dad while he was a baby, and well, at least he found out while Forrest was a baby. And his dad essentially kicked her out, and they got divorced, all that fun stuff. And so Forrest grew up with a single father who had absolutely no intention of even dating anybody ever again. And he's an only child, obviously, because, like I said, his father had no intention of dating anyone ever again, so he's not gonna get a sibling. And, yeah, no, his girlfriend cheated on him in high school, and all of his friends knew, and none of them said anything. In fact, the person who she cheated on him with was his friend, one of his closest friends. So that discovery lost him his entire friends, and that's why he was very depressed at graduation. And also his dad didn't come because his dad had to work. Because his dad has to work really hard because he's a single father. And that's how being a single parent works. Especially when your son is about to start going to college. Forrest, I currently don't have a ship for. And that makes me sad because I can't just leave him at, oh yeah, he's still in love with his ex who's horrible. Like, I need something for something else. I think it would be good character development for him to learn to love again, unlike his father, but I don't have anybody for him at the moment. Sorry, bro. Like, sorry. Too bad, so sad. I don't know. Originally I shipped him with Willow, but I just didn't really like that ship, so now she has a big crush on him, but he doesn't like her back, which is sad. But it is what it is. He's also rival with the rival group of Conan's friends, of course. And Forrest and Forrest, whatever, they both start with F, have a very, like, sibling-like dynamic where they're always, like, bullying each other, but they actually really, love each other and all that. So that's their thing. And Forrest is also pretty close with Stella, who, despite, it being really pretty and into all that feminine stuff, she also is, well, for starters, Forrest and Stella are the only extroverts of the group, so they like to go out and do things with people, and Fern, Carter, and Luna would frankly rather die. So they have that bonding them, and Stella also enjoys being physically active and to sports and all that fun stuff. So they have that bond. They're the extroverts of the group. The other three are huge introverts, but these two are extroverts. Forrest has some serious attachment issues because of said issues with his last friend group, and he just does not want to not be involved in things. He needs to be involved in everything, and he needs to be constantly reassured about things, or he's not okay. And part of his arc is learning to, like, trust people again, and all that fun stuff. But yeah, there's Forrest for you. We love Forrest around here. Forrest is pretty darn cool. I need to make more videos with him too. I just make them with Fern and Stella for some reason, and occasionally Carter. Forrest and Luna are lacking in screen time. I think Forrest especially, honestly. Hold on, let me drink water. I'm a little thirsty. But there you go. That's Forrest for you. He's pretty cool. Any questions about Forrest before we move on? I ask the quiet chat. Crickets, 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 crickets. It's fine if you don't have any questions. I'm just wondering. I'm trying to be interactive because sometimes y'all want that and sometimes y'all don't, which is fine. But for some reason, it's always when I am not able to, and when I'm able to, no one's here. It's fine. It's just the way my life works. But yeah, there's Forrest. He's pretty cool. I'd say of everyone, his design has changed the least since his conception. He looks almost exactly the same. And that's just because he's fire. He has heterochromia, which you can probably tell. But he does have it. In a way, his hair kind of has heterochromia. But anyway. Oh, also, random fun fact about Forrest. He hasn't cut his hair since he and his Ivy broke up. That's why he has long hair. He just hasn't cut his hair. Because he hasn't been taking care of himself. And he just puts it up in a ponytail. But honestly, it looks pretty good. I love doing videos. Like, I did this Christmas video one time where I put both Forrest and Luna's hair down because you never see them with their hair down. So, you can in one video. And I think Forrest's hair down. I think his hair's been down for Halloween costumes too. I like putting his hair down. You know, he's got Link's hair, but he's got some green in it. He's like Link if Link was tall. Because Link is really short, but he does have pointy ears. Forrest looks a lot like Link. I think they made that his Halloween costume last year. I didn't make any Halloween costumes this year. And it's kind of sad because I'd done it 2 years in a row, but the reason I didn't is because both years I made the costumes but didn't do anything with them. Like, at least last year I did a stream where last year I did a stream where I made them Halloween costume, which is like, that was a stream, you know, so it was something. And then 2 years ago, I made them all Halloween costumes, and I was gonna do a video, but I didn't end up, like, having time or setting aside time or whatever. And I just made a video with Stella in hers because she had a freaking, like, you know, bunny girl outfit on, and I had to do something with that. And that video started, my new animation style. I say new and 2 years ago in the same, couple of sentences. But no, that video was kind of the start of me having a better, like, video style. So that's something pretty big. But it was just a thirst trap. And who was it a thirst trap for? Probably me. But anyway, yep, that's Forrest. And this is Stella. We love Stella around here. Stella is a vampire, and her whole thing is that she is a vampire, but she looks cute. Like, that's basically her whole thing. She's got some serious trauma. You want to hear her trauma? Good, because I'm going to tell you. Whether you want to or not, that's what we're here for. Well, first I gotta tell you about the Nocturnal class first. Nocturnal class, historically were villainized for reasons that might have been good reasons, considering, some actions of a few members of said class in the past, and also just the class in general. Like I said, before the Amari had rights, they were heavily preyed on by the Nocturnal class, so yeah, that's kind of a problem. There was also I forgot her name, but I remember when I wrote the history, there was, a magic class member who was in power. It was a young boy. I believe his name was literally Merlin, of all things. Or Martin. No, I think it was Martin. I think it was Martin to sound like Merlin. I think his name was Martin. And he was like killed, and the kingdom was taken over by a member of the nocturnal class whose name I forget. But the point is, she was evil, and because of her, the nocturnal class felt guilty, and when they like restructured the government, they like willingly took on a lot of like burdens that they really shouldn't have, and all of that fun stuff as kind of atonement for what happened. And at the point where Fantastic Friends is taking place, they're trying to undo all of that, and they're trying to bring equality between the nocturnal people and the other classes. The difficulty is that the nocturnal people are, well, nocturnal. And that is a huge separator between them and all the other classes. They're just genuinely awake at night and asleep during the day. And they have their own separate schools and stores and all of that, just because, you know, in thought it makes sense, you know, because they're their own society. They're awake during the nighttime. Like, if you were awake at 3 a.m. for some reason, and you wanted to go grab some lunch for some reason, I don't know why you grabbed lunch at 3 a.m., at least do it at midnight, gosh. There wouldn't be any regular, like, restaurants or stores open, but you could just go to a nocturnal one. Like, they're not gonna not let you in. But they're just run at night, because that just makes sense. But, it's a lot poorer of a community, and managed less well, and it's just like, and in all fairness, it's kind of difficult barrier for, like, the government or whatever to get over to help them, because they're just awake at night and very separate in that way. They're also known for dark magic, and magic not as powerful as, say, a magic class member, but more magic than you'd find in the other classes. Rank-wise, I believe they're third in terms of power. We have magic class, elemental, and then nocturnal. Power-wise, social power, they have the least. Government stuff, like, they have the least there. And all that fun stuff. But they're also, like, vampires drink blood, and the thirst for blood leads them to be more likely to be violent and commit crimes against other people. And that's just, it's like, not all vampires do that, but more vampires do than, like, foxlings. So it's a statistic that's hard to ignore in some ways. And just stuff like that, which brings for a lot of tension between them and the other classes. But yeah, all of that information is important. In Stella's story, and Stella grew up with entrants that were different than the other nocturnals and were more stereotypically of the daytime people, and she was bullied a lot for that. As you can tell, she did not give that up. Despite being bullied. She was bullied specifically by a goblin girl named Moft, and they got into a fight in the girls' bathroom, because that's just where the scene takes place. I don't make the rules. I do make the rules. What am I on about? And they got into a fight, and Stella was later tried for attempted murder. And the court found her guilty, and she was imprisoned at the young age of, like, 12. Yeah. Innocent, by the way. Not innocent of attacking Moft, but she didn't try to murder her. But she was in prison for a while, and then in a vampire rehabilitation center later. And those centers are horrible, kind of like, I know I hear a lot of, like, mental health hospitals are horrible. These are horrible, and they treated people terribly, and, like, the people there were tough to be around, as well. But yeah, no. Oh, also I forgot to mention, Moft attempted suicide, and her dad was in a high enough. Her dad was abusive, for one. Her dad also was in a high enough ranking that A, he didn't want it to get out that his daughter attempted suicide because of what that would look like for him and his family. So instead he framed Stella, and he was high enough on the totem pole that he could do this. And it was then, I think, Moft, I say I think because I haven't decided if this is true or not. It's not that I don't remember. I think what happens is Moft, like, confesses that she lied, and that her father kind of manipulated her to lie. Either that or, like, the person that covered up for Moft's dad and Moft, got fired or just left the job, and then someone else, like, re-looked at it and discovered that that wasn't what happened. Like, whatever the case, it was found out that that wasn't true, and so Stella was released from the rehabilitation center, and just in time for her to start high school. And I think she was actually a little behind on high school, but she was able to catch up because she worked really hard. Stella started dyeing her hair after she was released, just to try and find her own identity. Again, identity is a big theme in the show, and she's one of the people who struggles with it a lot, and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, no, that's her story. She was in prison, bro. And basically as an apology for her being in prison and all that for all that time when she didn't need to be, she was granted, like, a lot of money, and she was able to get into a daytime school, aka Inkling's University. And of course, all of the other stuff, like the medication she gets for free, like she doesn't have to pay for it, all that fun stuff, just like as an apology to try and cover their tracks, if you will. She's not going to be silent about it, though. There's a reason her major's journalism. She wants to make sure that people know what is really happening. She's a good journalist, not a bad journalist, guys, I promise. But yeah, no, that's kind of Stella's thing. But she has anger issues, that is a thing with her. Again, like, she and Moft had a very physical fight, that she was obviously not innocent of that fight. Like, you know, she did fight Moft. She did hurt her. Did she try to kill her? No. Was she even close to killing her? No. It was the attempted suicide that almost killed Moft. It was unrelated. But yeah. That's Luna's story for you. But she's great. We love Stella around here. She and Carter are fashion buddies. They're the besties with opposite aesthetics. I mean, I hope y'all know who Carter is, but you'll see him on the next slide, because he's last of Fern's group. But yeah, no, they're the besties with opposite aesthetics, because he's got, like, the whole emo thing going on. She's got the whole soft girl thing going on, with all the light purple and pink, and she dyed her hair blonde. Her hair is naturally black. Most vampires have black hair, because, like, racially, speciesily, whatever you want to call it, vampires have black hair, but, like, obviously you might get other genes in there if people are mixed or other, but in general, the vampires have dark hair. Maybe not black, maybe some brown, but naturally vampires won't normally have blonde hair. It can happen, though, but normally they don't. But yeah, that's Stella for you. Fun stuff, am I right? and I want to clarify her favorite food. I couldn't type vampire spaghetti, so it'd make a whole nother line and ruin my format. So I just put vamp spaghetti. Vampire spaghetti is spaghetti, but instead of tomato sauce, they have blood sauce. And that's her favorite food. Oh, and I might as well talk about the blood. They don't drink human blood. They get it from animals, and they just go buy it at the grocery store. There's also, like, there's not any, like, I don't think that, there might be, because of how inclusive Inklings is, but I don't know if it would be as much a big deal as Inklings says, in nocturnal, like, schools and other places. They'll often have, like, stations with blood bags or other things that other species might need, an emergency, because the thing about being a vampire is, if you don't have blood in too long, you will just kind of lose control of yourself and attack people. There's also werewolves. Werewolves are real. Full moon, they will just lose control of themselves and attack people. This is why the crime rate is higher. Do you see the issue? And because of this, I forgot to mention this earlier, I mentioned some classes have, like, differences in laws, like how the magic class are just completely have a different set of rules. The magic class have laws protecting them in case they harm somebody or even, like, kill somebody unintentionally. It's like they're going to be punished in some ways, but not as harshly. And for, like, Stella's case, A, she was 12, and B, during their fight, actually, she was, like, low on blood, or whatever you call it. Like, that was what Moff was bullying her about. I have the whole scene in my head, where Stella comes to the bathroom like, oh, Nar, I'm screwed, and Moff is bullying her, like, you try and pretend you're not like us, but you are like us, just look at yourself. And just, by the way, Stella's not trying to pretend she's not like them, she just has other interests, like, geez. But yeah, all that fun stuff. And so, like I said, she went to vampire rehabilitation after being in jail for, like, a year. And that was, like, only a year for attempted murder is crazy. But then she went into rehabilitation as well, which is supposed to help, but again, the system doesn't work, is what I'm saying. And she was treated very poorly there. Like, jail, prison, whatever, was 100% better. Like, prison was pretty chill. It was rehabilitation that was horrible. But yeah, there you go. That's Stella. That's her. That's her story. That's her. She's like her thing, one of her biggest things in the show is that she's like, she jokingly flirts with people a lot. That's a big thing with her. She's not serious, we think, but we're not sure. But yeah, her crushes Rin and Camilla. She and Rin are, like, the final ship, but she and Camilla do have a thing, which, if we ever do get to Camilla, I'm hoping we won't run out of time for the other characters. If we ever do get to Camilla, we'll talk about that there as well, but, yeah, no, they have a thing. They have a thing at some point in the series. They don't stay together, but they do have a thing. And she's friends with Forrest. I kind of mentioned her and Forrest bonding over being extroverts. Wizard Carter, like I said, they're the opposite aesthetic buddies, man. Friends with Luna and Fern, too, of course. And rivals with Conan, Camilla, Ren, Sam, Connery. You'll notice, crushes Ren and Camilla. Yeah, those are both in the rival groups. She's double dipping over there. She's double dipping over there, man. I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, that's Stella for you. Now let's move on to the last group of the main 5. The last group, I meant the last member, Carter. We love Carter around here. I actually do kind of want to change his last name, but yeah. Did I say her last name? Her last name's Edmundo. And Luna Nightshade as well. That's a fire one. But yeah, Carter Smith. Carter, oh, and also Stella's the only member of the main 5 that's 19 years old, because she was, like, a little behind on high school. She graduated a little later, so that's why she's a little older. But anyway, if Carter's birthday is August 7th, he'll turn 19, like, in the first or second season. It depends on when I decide to end because one season's half a semester. I know October's normally when midterms are, so it's early in October. Might be at the end of season 1. But yeah, no, she's already had her birthday for the year then. But anyway, Carter is a human being. The thing you need to know about the human class is this just the miscellaneous class. That's it. Humans naturally, like a long time ago, didn't have any like magical abilities, but because of them being in relationships and having kids with members of other classes, magic, not magic, but like more like superpower type abilities started to pop up. Interestingly, they are completely unique most of the time and aren't found in any of the other classes. So maybe they were dormant in some way. Nobody really knows how it works. But some humans have abilities and some don't. Like Raphael, I don't have a slide for him, but he doesn't have any. He's just a regular old human being. Carter does. Carter is an empath, and by empath I don't mean that he's a very empathetic person. I mean that he literally has it's like emotional telepathy. The thing about his power is he has to be in physical contact with someone for it to work. He has to be touching them, and if he's touching them, he can feel their emotions, and he can choose. It is a choice. Usually, he might do it involuntarily, but he can choose to cause others to feel his emotions as well. My nose is itchy, sorry. He can do that. That's a thing he can do. And so, obviously for him, like, physical affection is extremely important. He's a very cuddly guy, is what I'm saying. And all that fun stuff. Which makes him an interesting dynamic with Luna, who does not like being touched very much. So, there's that going between them. Because he's a very, like, he likes to have intimate conversations with people, like, about their emotions and all of that. He's not closed off at all. He's very open about himself in his story, which I'll get into in a minute. He's very open about it. It's not a secret. Like, Luna, it's a secret. She doesn't want to tell people about that. He'll just tell people, even though it's... And I'll tell you what it is. Even though it's, like, a hard story, he'll tell people about it. I mean, even Stella wouldn't tell... It depends, because I think Stella would use her story to, like, bring awareness to the stuff that she's been through and the stuff that her people go through, but at the same time, I think that she's a little embarrassed about it or ashamed of it, at least at first. That can be an arc, is her realizing that it's not her fault, because if you think about it, they imprisoned her for attempted murder and she was innocent, but nobody would believe her. And it might just get to the point where she didn't believe herself, just by being brainwashed that she was a monster in rehab or whatever. But yeah, Carter's very open about the things he's been through, and he loves to hear other people's stories, and all of that. He does not like small talk. He likes big talk. He likes big talk. And Fern as well. Again, I mentioned Fern is actually, despite their, like, more upbeat personality, they don't really like to talk about their issues and their feelings. And that, with Fern as well, there's kind of that, like, tension between the two of them, because Fern will just straight up lie and say that she's really happy when she's not, and he can just completely call her bluff on that. So there's that dynamic between them, and in a way it's really helpful for Fern. in a lot of ways, I'd say, more than one way. And it's really helpful for Fern. But yeah, there's that. Anyway, Carter's story that I mentioned. Carter had abusive parents, and because of that, he was taken out of his home and raised by his grandparents instead. And I say parents, his dad didn't stick around, so it was really just his mom and whoever his mom was dating. But yeah, no, he started living with his grandparents instead. And his mom had a daughter with another man, his half-sister, Crystal, and she started living with him and his grandparents as well. And Carter was never good at making friends, and even as a child was more of a melancholic person, but he bonded with Crystal, and the two of them were really close. And then she got cancer and flipping died as a child. Like, she was pretty young. Because he was in high school when that happened. And that broke him. And it broke his grandparents, too, and they were really struggling with it. And it hurt him to see them like that as well. Because they were, getting pretty old. Was a pretty big thing to happen to them. And a big thing happened to him as well, who was already struggling with mental health. Carter then attempted suicide and failed because Crystal appeared to him as a ghost and was like, "Don't do that. That's bad." And they had a talk, and they made a deal where Carter said he would get help and he would overcome the just in a way that he told Crystal to fight against her physical illness. She inspired him to fight against his mental illness. And in return, Crystal promised that she would let go and pass on because, ghosts are a thing in Fantastic Friends. They manifest when people have died but aren't ready to pass on. Being a ghost isn't healthy, is basically what I'm saying. So Carter hasn't seen Crystal since that night, so he assumes that she did what she promised, and he definitely did do what he promised to do. And from then on, he has used her as his inspiration to keep going instead of like a reason why life sucks and the world hates him. But yeah, there you go. That's Carter's story. But he loves to talk about that. He would tell you that if you met him right now. He would tell you about that. I mean, obviously, if you were willing to listen, he wouldn't dump attempted suicide on people that didn't want to hear about it. Because that's kind of, like I said, that's kind of a heavy topic. But yeah, that's Carter for you. He's a psych major. He's gonna be a therapist. He is definitely the therapist friend. And as a therapist friend, he'll be that person to see that you're online at 2 a.m. and tell you to go to bed, even though he's also online at 2 a.m, and that's how he saw it. He wants to help other people, but he struggles to take his own great advice. And yeah, that's a thing. I put crushes too many, because there just simply are too many. He's got issues. He's got issues, and I made like 2 videos with him and Elena. I think around the same time. Elena's crazy. I don't have a slide for her. I only have them for the main 5 and then Conan's group, which is 10 characters, by the way. And considering I only have an hour more in that I can stream, and we're already 2 hours in, I don't even know if we're gonna finish these. So we can come back to that. But yeah, their thing. There's like one episode I have planned where Carter has a crush on Forrest, but it literally lasts for one episode, and I won't get into the details too much, but it's more of like a I don't know. I don't know how to explain it actually, so I'm not gonna. It's like a one episode thing though. Like I don't know if I would put him on a crushes list because it legitimately like entirely in that episode it was handled it just completely and gone by the end of there. Well, not probably his feelings wouldn't be gone, but like he had accepted that they're not going to be together, moved on, started moving on, blah blah blah. He does eventually end up with Cosmo, who I also don't have a slide for, but Cosmo's great and we love Cosmo. I could do another stream like this where I talk about the side characters, because the side characters are pretty neat, and it won't be spoilers to talk about them because they're not important to the plot, and probably a lot of their stories won't even be in the show because I don't have that kind of time. So that'll be much more fun, honestly. Although they don't have like birthdays or last names or heights or anything, so I'll have to come up with that, which is a good thing for me to do. They should have them. He's friends with Luna, Stella, Forrest, and Fern, of course. Like I said, he and Luna are really close, and he and Stella are opposite aesthetic besties, like I mentioned when we were talking about Stella. And Forrest and Fern also. And then he's rivals with the rival group, obviously. Okay. And speaking of the rival group, here we are. This friends is Conan Shello. He is a twin with Conry Shello, who we'll talk about after we talk about Conan, because that's how it works. He is a wolfling. He's an Amari, which I've already talked about, so I don't have to talk about them again. Yay. He is straight. Sometimes Fantastic Friends characters are cisgender straight men. This is one of them. Fascinating. Technically, Forrest is, but because the question mark on his sexuality, I wouldn't put him in the category as quickly as that. Conan definitely is. And yeah, he's a sophomore. The entire Fern's entire friend group are freshmen, and Conan's entire friend group are sophomores, so it's probably part of the rivalry is like I say upperclassmen, but these guys are sophomores. They think they're sophomore stands for but means wise fool, right? Yeah. They think they're so much better, but are they? Probably not. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the fan on. I'm like sweating for no reason. But yeah. Engineering question mark? So a lot of the I'm not really sold on majors for any of these guys, so take the majors with a grain of salt. They might change. Aesthetic, whatever looks hot, because I have no idea. He just wants to look attractive, I'd assume. Which is fair. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. That's why I should have put on Fern, too. Hobbies, sports, I haven't nailed down a specific sport. These non-main characters are going to be less developed. These are like the main side characters, though. This group is like the main side characters. Like there's the main characters, and then this is like the second row. They're going to have some. These characters are each going to have at least one episode around them in the first 5 seasons. I think the way I had it planned is everyone in Fern's group gets one episode about them a season, and then there's one episode that's about one of these guys in that season, basically. And driving, video games, all this fun stuff. And favorite color red, favorite food steak. Get it, because he's a wolf. Also, fun fact, neither Conan or Connery can have chocolate or other things that are toxic to dogs. Fern would not be able to have things that are toxic to foxes. I just haven't done a Google on what is toxic to foxes. But yeah, anything that is toxic to the animal that the Amari is kind of based on, they can't have it. Like, it is toxic to them. Because I think that's a fun feature. So yeah, don't give chocolate to Conan or Connery. They can't eat it. It crushes his ex Camilla. This makes more sense than putting Forrest's ex under a crush, because it's like they broke up and then they became friends and then they like start having feelings for each other again, basically. So it makes more sense than putting Ivy under a crush, because Forrest never stopped having feelings for Ivy. That's the problem. That's the problem, is he can't stop having feelings for Ivy, and he should. But yeah, twin Connery, he's friends with Ren and Camilla and Sam, and rivals with Fern, Forrest, Stella, Carter, and Luna. Of course, because he's in the rival group. But yeah. The other thing, more surprising than the fact that Conan is a cisgender straight male, he doesn't have trauma. He doesn't have trauma. His parents had a not so great relationship and fought a lot. He didn't know that. Between him and Connery, he was the favorite twin. He was the favorite child. He didn't notice that he was getting better treatment than Connery. He thought life was good. He has no trauma because he was ignorant. He just did not know. And he feels bad about it. I'll give him that. He feels bad about it. Now that he knows, now that they're in college and Connery has opened up to him about it, he's like, oh shoot, man, I wish I'd have known that. I would have done something about it. So he does have that guilt looming over his head, but like in general, no trauma, really. Just, it's shocking. He was really successful in high school, and he kind of feels like that might have been his peak, and he's not sure where he's going next. And he's just trying to be young while he's young and enjoy it, but he's not sure where he's going. I would say that's kind of his general direction. But yeah, that's Conan for you. He's pretty cool. He's just a chill guy. He's just a chill guy. That's about all. He used to be an antagonist. He used to be mean. And all that. He used to force Connery into a role he didn't fit, but those traits have been given to his mother, basically, and he would never force Connery to be someone he's not. He loves Connery a lot. They're very close. So yeah, there you go. There's Conan. He's just a chill guy. That's all I had to say. He's just cool. He's just great. Connery. Oh, also, I forgot to mention sexuality rise. Carter's unlabeled sexuality. He just likes who he likes, and he doesn't feel a need to put a label on it. That's him. He just likes who he likes. He doesn't care for labels. Like, whatever. He just likes people. I always jokingly call him a depressive sexual, because there's the moment where he's like, oh, I can fix this person, and then suddenly he has romantic feelings for them. It's great. He is the worst case of, oh, I can fix her in this history of the world. That's his problem. That's why he was with Elena, because she's a piece of work, let me tell you. I love her so much. I wish that I had a slide for her. We're gonna have to do more side characters later. But anyway, Conan's twin. Conan was very popular, successful in high school without really having to try. He got good grades. He was doing well in sports. All the girls loved him, yada, 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 yada. In comparison, Connery was not living up to those standards, and his mother was constantly comparing Connery to Conan and telling him to be more like Conan, and Connery always felt pressured to be like him and was very jealous that Conan seemed to do it without any particular effort. And again, this is just... Conan just happened to have a more, like, socially acceptable interests and personality or whatever. Like, I always say, normalness is a myth, but I do think that there's people's personalities that just fit the mold, and they're really lucky. And that's just basically Conan, you know? He's just... It's nothing he did. That's just who he is, and it works well in his favor. But he's not pretending to be someone he's not. He just fits the box just by default. And Connery does not. Yeah, I'm struggling over here. Connery is gay. He didn't know this for a long time. He dated a lot of girls in high school, and he could never find one that he particularly liked, probably because he was gay. That led them to think that he was some kind of playboy, but in reality, he just wasn't interested. One of the girls he dated is Elena, and she is a freaking psychopath. I can't stress this enough. And she, like, low-key stalks him. Even now, they go to the same school. And harasses people that she thinks that he likes. It's great. But he realizes he's gay, and then I'll tell you how that happens. That happens because of Raphael. You'll notice Raphael was also under Fern's crush list. He ends up with Connery, not Fern. But they both like him, like, at the same time at one point. And yet, they're friends despite the rivalry between their groups. It's supposed to be like a comedic, like, they pretend they're not friends and they don't hang out together. And Fern will just drop some lore about Connery or that friend group, and then the others will be like, "How do you know that?" And Fern's like, "Oh, no reason." Or Connery will do that about Fern. And then they'll be like, "How do you know that?" It's like, "No reason. We're not friends. We don't hang out." I hate her, obviously, because because we just hate those people, you know. That's their thing. It's a comedic kind of, like, thing going on. Oh, also, he's a dogling and not a wolfling, like Conan. He's a dog. Conan's a wolf. He's a dog. They're non-identical twins, but they sure do look similar. But yeah. Aesthetic, comfy. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Hobbies: following Conan and reading webcomics. So, Connery pretended to be someone else for so many years that he doesn't know who he is. Again, identity is a big theme here, and he's a huge player in that. Because he's always found his identity in Conan and being Conan's twin and trying to be more like Conan. And without him, he doesn't really know who he is. Without Conan, Connery doesn't know who he is. Jeez, I hate it when two people have the same pronouns. Here's an idea. You know how we have names and some people have the same names, but in general no one does? Why don't we do that with pronouns, okay? We need more pronoun variety, where pronouns are just like names. Because then I won't have this problem. But anyway. I put his favorite color as turquoise, because that's what color Raphael's eyes are. No one's gonna notice that detail, so I'm just telling you. Because I ship them very hard, I love them very much. His favorite food is chicken tacos. And And yeah, he's friends with Ren, Camilla, Sam, and Fern. And his closest friend besides Conan is Sam. Sam is a lesbian. They're the gay dude and the gay girl, the duo that everyone thinks are dating, but they're not because they're gay. They have a very close friendship. It's questionable if Sam thinks that she's Connery's mother. It's questionable if Connery is... Connery definitely has mommy issues. That's not questionable. But it's questionable whether that's a thing going on between them, but... there you go. And we have Camilla Knight. I just gave her this last name. She didn't have it before. Fun fact about Camilla that has never come up before, but I might have said it before. Camilla is adopted. She has 2 fathers. Her fathers are gay. I just thought you might want to know that. Camilla is a human. She is a shapeshifter. And oh, okay. You can tell, I might have to make her star darker, because you can't see it very well. There's a star on her face. Yeah, I need to make that darker. I can barely see it. There's a star on her face under her eye. Like, right here. I don't know if you can see it. I need to fix that. It should be very visible. How you can tell that it's Camilla is the star. Because she can just shapeshift into people. She can't shapeshift into objects. She can just shapeshift into people or maybe animals, but not objects. And you can always tell it's her because there's always a star under her eye, under her right eye. My left, her right. And yeah, where was I? Yeah, you can always tell it's her when she's shapeshifted by the star. But she can shapeshift. That's a thing she can do. She's also bisexual because there's a lot of bisexuality going on here. She's also a sophomore. I forgot to mention, Connery might be a film major. She might be an education major. Again, these guys, the majors I'm not as sure of. Yeah, I don't know what aesthetic this is, but she's adorable. I love her outfit so much. I say like I didn't make it. She loves fashion, shopping, dancing, video games. Her favorite color is pink. She loves sushi. She has a crush on Stella at one point. Again, Stella and her have a thing. And then she gets back together with Conan as like the final ship that's canon at the end of the show. She's friends with Conan, Connery, Ren, and Sam. So like, Camilla and Conan were dating in high school. They were together in high school. And they broke up at some point. And obviously she met Connery in high school because, you know, he's Conan's twin. And flippin' all that. Ren and Sam came later into the picture. But like these three, they were friends. Camilla, it was originally true. Back when Camilla was still kind of a terrible person and didn't get the character development yet. Not character development, but didn't get, like, rethought of. I think of all of my characters, she is the one that I'm less, like, confident on, like, who she is. Like, I struggle with her the most, like, characterization-wise. At least of these more main characters. Like, there's a lot of side characters I don't know that well, but I don't need to. I do kind of need to know who Camilla is. But, like, there was a point where she was still friends with Elena, even though Elena was not great to Connery, but I think that would be out of character for her now. Although I wouldn't be surprised if she's friends with some of his other ex-girlfriends, just because, like, you know, she was dating Conan. She'd probably be friends with Connery's girlfriend. That just makes sense. They'd probably go on double dates all the time. But yeah, that's her. Originally I had it where she, like, shapeshifted to look like somebody else and dated Stella in that form while she was still together with Conan and, like, literally cheated on him. But that was horrible and out of character and entirely done for drama, because there would have been drama. but I just can't see her doing that. And so then it became more of a thing that she broke up with Conan for Stella, and then dated Stella, and then they broke up, and then she went back. But I felt like even that was a little off. So I just have it now that they've, like, it's established they've been broken up, and she dates Stella just because she likes her, and isn't a whole, like, she has a crush on her while she's in a relationship thing, because that's, I don't know, that's iffy. And then that's Stella's kind of like, you're still in love with your ex. And Camilla's like, no, I'm not. And then Stella, in her breakup over that, basically. And it's true, she is still in love with her. She does still like Conan. They both still like each other. Why did they break up? Even they don't know. It was probably something dumb. But yeah, that's them for you. That's Camilla and Conan, I guess, and Stella and all that. But yeah, there you go. There's Camilla. I'm gonna move on. We have 2 more to do. Ren! I flipping love Ren. He's one of my favorites, I have to admit. Ren is awesome. So now I'm gonna talk about elementals. Elementals are basically the royal class. And not all of them are like princes and princesses, but all of them do, most of them at least, have some social and political status of some kind or other. Ren is a princess. I say princess because of the trans flag there. And the trans flag is saying that he's a trans man, and so therefore he's a princess because he was born a woman, and that's just the title he would have. But he don't call him a princess. That's mean. Legally, he's a princess, but that's you know, you have dead names. That's he has a dead name. He also has a dead title. Call him a prince, not a princess. Although technically he's not a prince. But I'll get into that. Anyway, so yeah, they're like and just like the Nocturnals have some laws that kind of protect them, and like a different way, Elementals have special laws that only they follow, and addition to those laws that kind of hold them to a higher standard, there's also just like society and unspoken rules. Like, it is just illegal for an elemental to drink alcohol. They can't drink alcohol. They're not allowed to. It's not illegal to drink alcohol. It's illegal for an elemental to drink alcohol, no matter how old they are. No matter whether or not they're like a king or like just a regular retail employee, like, they're not allowed to drink alcohol. This is because their elemental magic is extremely powerful, and it's dangerous for them to be drunk, and they could hurt somebody. It's also because of their, like, general political status. It could just make them look really bad. It's bad for their image to be drunk in public because they might say things. So it's just illegal. It's just flat out illegal. And there's some unspoken rules, like, they are held to higher, like, dressing standards. They're supposed to wear formal attire at all times, and all of that, and it's like, it's not a law, it's not even a rule someone will tell you, but it's just like, everybody knows. And so they're very stuffy in that way, and they are transphobic. And it's a big reason that they don't like homosexuality or transgender people is because of the, like, emphasis on creating heirs. If a man marries a man, they can't produce an heir, right? And the elemental magic is in their blood. Like, literally an elemental, like, Ren is an ice elemental. He literally has ice in his blood. It's true, it's canon. He has ice in his blood. And this basically, like, you know, it's very important to bring down those powers to the elementals, it's also not socially appropriate for them to marry people of different classes, because that would create a air that is mixed and would not have the same elemental like power as the parents. So yeah, that's a thing. Do you see there is also racism? The point is classism, racism, homophobia, transphobia, all the fun stuff are in this class. So yeah, Ren is a man, not a woman. He would not be accepted as a man, so he literally ran away. His cousin Beatrice, who is a character, like she comes up in the story at some point, at least I hope I'll be able to put her in. You'll see why on the Sam slide, tee. She helps him run away, and he basically like gives up his political power so that he can be a regular person and go to college. And he goes to college and he's gonna get a job, and like he had a lot of money because he was a royal, so that's not really an issue. But yeah, no, I say he's technically not a prince because, yeah, no, he gave that up. He gave it up. He has no political power anymore. People don't, because he transitioned and changed his name, it's like people don't really know it was him because, you know, he looked different, had a different name, all that fun stuff. But, you know, all that fun stuff. He did literally run away from his royal family. But yeah, no, that's Rin's story. Aesthetic, formal, but not, because he's got like a tie and a suit, but it's like got the ripped jeans and the like sleeves aren't all the way up. So I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know what aesthetic he has, but I absolutely love it. It's cool because like he dresses up, but he doesn't dress like he would if he was a prince or obviously a princess. Because it's like, you know, he's got ripped jeans. What's more informal than ripped jeans? But he's got a tie, and what's more formal than a tie, you know? He's got both going on. He's great. I love him. Crushes, it says no one in Stella in parentheses. That's because he's a tsundere, bro. He would never say he likes her, but oh, he likes her. He likes her a lot. You just can't tell. She's a grumpy little face. He is incredibly insecure. And he pretends to be tough and cold and all of that, but he's a big softie. That's him. He's a tsundere. He's a tsundere. Yeah, no, he's just great. I love him. I love him a lot. He's very cool. My ear is itchy. But yeah, there's Ren for you. What else can I say about Ren? Yeah, no, he's got a canonship with Stella. They're canon. They're gonna get together, all that fun stuff. It'll take some character development. And how much of this is going to be part of the plot now, I don't know, but especially like early on, one of his big gripes with Stella is that Stella is a vampire. You know, the nocturnal class, you know, the lowest class. You know how I said it was socially inappropriate for elementals to marry other classes? It would definitely be even inappropriate for them to date them, because, you know, what's the point of dating if you're not going to marry and produce an heir, am I right? No. So he would just have internalized this, like, that's not okay kind of thing. And it's not so much... He doesn't think that, really. But he assumes that's what's still expected of him, I guess. It's just it's from the culture he's from. It's difficult for him to get over that hump at first, but he does do it. He does do it, and he dates a vampire. And how many elementals do you see dating nocturnals? I'll tell you, man, it's not a lot. Nocturnals don't like elementals because, well, you know, they're stuck up and classist and all of that. But obviously, not all of them are because Ren exists. But yeah, fun stuff. I love hating on monarchies. I don't know. I haven't like sat down and thought of the government system. Like I said, I mentioned princes and princesses. Royalty is a thing. Royal families are a thing, but I don't think it's like I don't know if it's like a monarchy or something else. Like I would say that there's a lot of people that are involved in the government in their own ways. It's not just one guy telling people what to do, but I haven't sat down and developed the government yet. I can't lie. But yeah, no. It's very based on elementals and their royal families. And the reason for that, historically, is elementals are really strong. Besides the magic class, which the magic class are not allowed to use their magic offensively, like that's against their code, and just the essence of what magic is, and the creator's wishes for them, whatever. Elementals will use their powers offensively, and aside from the magic class, they are the most powerful class. Like, as in physical strength. Their elemental powers are extremely powerful. And for that reason, they are put in high status. And, you know, historically, you would have kings leading armies. It would be really cool if that's still a thing. I can make that still a thing. It should still be a thing. Like, our president should be going to war with the army, bro. We'd have different presidents and different decisions about war if the presidents were going to war with the armies. I'm just pointing it out, but I'm not here to get political. At least not real life political. I'll get political in my own made up politics. But yeah. That's why. It's just because they're very powerful. And that's why, like, heirs are so important, because passing that magic on is important. All that fun stuff. All the fun stuff. But anyway, that's enough about Ren. I love Ren. Here we go. Our last one. Sam. As I mentioned, I think I mentioned this earlier, I created Sam because I didn't have any girl characters with pants on. And here we are, it's Sam. And yeah, she is a lesbian. At first I wasn't gonna make her a lesbian because I didn't want to, like, affirm the stereotype. But just, like, unrelated to the fact that she's more of a tomboy, like, I just can't imagine her liking a man. And it's, like, I don't mean to stereotype. I tried to avoid it, but, like, no, she's not bi. She's just a lesbian. I don't know what you want from me. Botany, question mark? Because I don't know what her major's gonna be, bro. She is a warrior class as well. Like I said earlier, women can be drafted, but it's just the warrior class women. No other women or men are gonna be drafted. This is the warrior class gonna be drafted because of their, like, physical strength and all of that. Like, they're more athletic and physically strong than humans in Amari. I also mentioned their loyalty before. That's just why. There's reasons for all this. That's not saying they're the only ones that can be in the army. Anyone can be in the army, but they're the ones that are, like, expected to be, if you will. Because that's a role that they fill really well. But yeah, the warrior class is based on, like, a lot of different, like, I don't know, fantasy races. She's a nymph, but she's basically a plant person. And I haven't really sat down and thought about what that even looks like. But she looks really cool. That's what I'll give her that. She's real pretty. But yep, that's her. Hobby, sports, video games, hiking, nature journaling. I'm not sure if nature journaling is how you say that, but yeah, she keeps a nature journal. She loves nature. Warrior class are really into nature. Forest is too, and Fern is too. But that's just Fern. Although I would think a lot of Amari would be into nature too, because they're, you know, closest to animals among everyone. But yeah. Favorite color, green. Favorite food, salad. Lame. Crush is Beatrice. You know that you know that thing I mentioned earlier. Yeah. Sam has a crush on Rin's cousin, sorry. Rin's cousin Beatrice. Beatrice is a princess and she is not run away. She is still in the heck that is the royal family. She is also a lesbian. Did I mention the homophobia? It's gonna be rough for the two of them, but they're gonna make it. Don't worry. And then she's friends with Conan, Conry, Camilla, Rin. I mentioned she has a close relationship with Conry. Good stuff. And then rivals with the friends group, obviously. But yeah, that's Sam for you. Again, she's a newer character. She still needs some development, I would say. I love her though. She's great. She's awesome. I'm glad that she exists. She's just great. Trauma-wise, I haven't finalized it yet, because again, she's a new character. But the thing that I've been thinking on for a while, I'll reveal to you, is that she has an ex that kind of killed themselves. That's what I'm thinking on. But that's all I have for her right now. I haven't like fleshed out any particular backstory or thought about her family as much as some other characters. That's all I got. But yeah, she is great. I'd say she's a much healthier character than a lot of other ones. She has healthy relationships, all that fun stuff. And I mean, yeah, that's all I got really for her. Unfortunately, I need to make more videos with Sam in them. She's only in one video I can think of off the top of my head. But she's great. I love her. And she's a great friend to Conry and a great friend in general. Basically, I mentioned the plot of Carter dating Elena. That again is probably gonna last for like one episode. But basically, what the scene I have in my mind is Elena's like bothering Conry, and Sam goes out and yells at her and is like, "If you keep bothering him, I'm going to report you." And then Elena gets all sad, is like sitting on the bench outside crying, and Carter just sees her out there crying and then goes to comfort her, because of course he does. And then he realizes, oh, this person is sad and lonely. I bet I could fix that. And then he likes her, because this man has issues. I can't stress this enough. And she has issues, so she's immediately like, yes, I'm so in love with you, let's date, whatever. And all of that fun stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun episode. The plan I have for that episode is that Fern is gonna know about Elena, because he's definitely not friends with Conry. Oh no. But Fern's gonna know, and is going to tell the others, and they're all gonna be like, I don't know about this. So, and they're gonna tell Carter about it, he's not gonna believe them. So what they're going to do is they're going to basically stalk Carter and Elena all day, and like, take pictures of them, or videos, or whatever, them doing stuff, and gather evidence from Conry or Sam or whatever, and present it all to Carter. And Carter's gonna be like, you guys are just doing what you're accusing her of doing. That's crazy. And then he's gonna go over to her dorm and see her, like, giant collection of Conry stuff that she has collected because she was obsessed with him, and be like, oh, I see. I think that they were right, and then there's the end of that. But yeah, that's the episode I have planned. That'll be a fun one. And you might, you know, there might be some criticism in the fact that I have all of these characters that are like, they have flaws, but in general they're good people, and then there's just Elena. She just sucks. There's some other characters that just suck, like Derek or Ivy, but they're like backstory characters. I think the problem with Elena is she is a backstory character. Like, she's someone that from Conry's past, but she's there still. Like, you won't see Derek or Ivy outside of flashbacks. Elena goes to their school. That's the difference. And I think I need more bad people at the school than just one. And I think I don't know if I want to do this, but I've been playing around with the idea of Forrest meeting his mother at some point, because that would be crazy considering that he literally hasn't met her because she left when he was a baby. So she literally has been gone his entire life. It'd be a crazy plot for her to just appear and like be like, yo, Forrest, it's me, your mom. And he's gonna be like, where the crap were you, bro? Like, no, I don't want to hear from you. You went and got the milk. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been thinking that being a plot, but I don't know if there will be one. But anyway, thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. Yay! That was the end of my presentation for today. I can maybe talk about some other characters if you want me to. What do we think, chat? I don't know if anyone's still here. Oh, and someone said here, I can send the link to the, oh, I think I just closed it. Whoops. I can send the link to, the flippin' PowerPoint. But yeah, there you go. Let me see here. Share. Share a copy? Anyone with the link can view. I'll just do that. Copy link. Here we go. Here's the link to the PowerPoint. It's on Canva. But yeah. There's those. And, we could do another stream like this where I talk about the other characters, because I have a lot of other characters that are like side characters, and I don't know, I think those would be fun to talk about because they're not actually going to be in it very much. I mean, we can talk about the ones that were mentioned here. Let me see if I can pull up Gotcha Life 2. I'm gonna put I have the codes. I'm gonna grab the codes and put them in here so that you can at least look at the character, even though I don't have a presentation ready. You can look at the character. I have a little more time, but I do have to leave in about 10 minutes. Let's see. I'm gonna go with, I think the first mention was Raphael. I'm gonna start with Raphael. Yeah, because he would have been mentioned on Fern's slide. Okay. Full screen. Okay. And we're gonna need to do this is gonna be a window capture. Scotch Life 2. Okay. This is Raphael. Despite what some people have mistaken, this is a man. I'm not entirely sure why people think it's a girl. I can kind of see it, but I don't know. He's a little bit of a femboy. He's not that much of a femboy, I think. I don't know, man. Fun fact, I made this little fella for an emoji challenge. Like, in a Discord server. It wasn't just a Discord, it was Rosie's Discord server back before it wasn't behind a paywall. We'd do a thing where we'd ask for 3 emojis and then we'd make an OC off of them. And his, I believe, was like a flower and maybe a letter, like it's the thing you mail, and like, I don't know, a candle or something. I know flower and letter were in there. Or a rose? That is a flower. What am I on about? But yeah, the point is I made him off of an emoji challenge, and then I was like, I kept him around because I just absolutely love his design and definitely don't simp for him, because why would I simp for my own characters? It's not like I simp for most of my characters or anything. That's weird. But yeah, that's him. That's that's him. But he's a regular human being. He doesn't have any magical powers. He doesn't have any superpowers. He doesn't have any fluffy ears. He's just a regular old human being. And he's an author. He loves writing. He loves looking pretty. That's a thing he loves. He and Conry are a ship. Oh, also he's pansexual. Just in case you're wondering, yeah, no, he likes everyone. You have a chance. Except that you don't, because he's in love with Conry. And their dynamic is very, like, he's very romantic. He's very, like, I don't know, he's flirtatious, but, like, in a romantic, like, he can be flirtatious in, like, a more, like, sexy way. He's a flirtatious, more, like, romantic way, if you will. And then there's Conry, who's just stupid. I don't mean to say stupid like in a mean way. He's like he's oblivious and it does not know what the heck he's doing. And has never actually liked anyone before. Thought it was impossible. It turns out he was just gay. And I can't blame him. If I met Raphael in real life, I think that I would just die because he's just so beautiful. I think I would. Just look at him. Just look at him. He's beautiful. I don't know, bro. Hello, Snowflake, Gotcha Wolf. Welcome. How are you? But yeah. Oh, battery low. Oh. Hold on, I gotta switch earbuds. But yeah, there's Raphael for you. He's not that plot important, except that he's Conry's gay awakening is the plot importance. I prefer women over men. You're so real for that. I don't think I have a preference, but I don't know. I have like a male preference in general. Like, it's not like a romance thing. I just feel like I get along with men better. And that's not, I think they're more attractive, because honestly, probably women are more attractive, I'm not gonna lie. But, like, I don't know. I just get along with men better for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. I don't even know, bro. I've this is my first relationship, right? But I've been on dates with a few men before. Women? No, never. And part of that is because I mean, like, I grew up homophobic and I didn't know I was bisexual until a few years ago. Another part of that's probably just because they scare the crap out of me. Like, what does one do around a pretty woman? I don't know. Personally, I die a little bit and hide in a corner. That's what I do. I once spent $300 on my dad's credit card on Adopt Me. Goodness gracious. How dare you, Fern? Women are beautiful and worth it. What do you mean? I love women. But when did I say I didn't love women? I love women. But I just don't click with them as well for some reason. Like, I don't know why. It's a problem I have, okay? It's a problem I have. It's for no dislike whatsoever. It's more that I feel like they dislike me, which is probably not true. But I don't know. I don't know. Women are too cool for me. I'll just stick with the men. I'll just stick with the men. They're too cool for me. But anyway. Is this donation streaming? Do you notice that we've already smashed our donation goal? And it's day 2? Yeah, I'm astonished too. Okay, let's talk about Cosmo. Whoops. Here we go. Import. Bye, Raphael. This is Cosmo. A he, they. No, not a he, him. It's a he, they. Very important. Can I donate $500? Please don't donate $500. I've already been jump scared by a 50 2 days in a row. I do not need to be, like, jump scared by 10 times that on the same day as one of the jump scares. Please don't. I might just die. I might just die. I might just have to quit streaming. I might just implode. Why not? I just explained why. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why not? I just told you why. I already got jump scared by a 50 today and yesterday. You can't give me $500. You can't do it. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. No. Okay. Cosmo is a psychic. He's in the magic class. And they can see ghosts. This is important because there's another character called Egon who is a ghost who basically inhabits the boys' dorm. He just lives there. This ghost does. And sometimes when he is upset, he throws stuff around and breaks people's stuff. And the ghost, Egon, has a crush on Willow, and Willow has a crush on Forrest. So let's just say that Egon isn't very fond of Forrest, who of course lives in the men's dorm. Let's just say that Forrest doesn't have a great housing experience because there's a poltergeist in his dorm that hates him. I thought you said he was a psycho. No, he's a psychic. And yeah, but anyway, Cosmo. Why does it say Cosmo here? It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna delete this in a second, but still. Oh, I know why. Oh shoot, I'm getting ahead of myself. But by being behind myself, what am I saying? Cosmo is basically like Egon's closest friend and is almost like his, I don't know, handler for lack of a better word. Egon goes crazy and breaks people's stuff. He calms them down. Cosmo's special interest is ghosts. They love ghosts a lot. They will rant to you about ghosts for hours. They're in general a pretty quiet person. But they will just rant about ghosts for hours if you let them. Autism? Probably. Probably autism. The cane and the leg thing, I don't actually know. I did that like when I was making their design, but I haven't like done research on like a disability, to be honest. I need to do that. Disabled somehow. That's all I got, bro. But yeah, no. He gets shipped with Carter, and they're really cute together. That's all I have to say. I only have like 5 more minutes. Okay, what else? Who else did I talk about? Beatrice! Oh, and Elena. I'll show you Elena first, actually. We've already talked about Elena, so I'll just show you Elena. Here's Elena. That's her. She is an imp. I think she's actually a half imp. Yeah, she's a half imp. I think one of her parents is an imp and one of them's like a human. I believe. That's what I've decided. She's a half imp. So she's not like completely, but she is. She's got all the parts. But she's only half. Also, don't ask me what her eye is about. Again, it was a design choice. I haven't given it lore. I haven't given it lore. And the I gave her like an evil looking eye in the Yandere girlfriend video I did with her and Carter. So it may just be that eye is like, cause she's half. I say she has all the parts, but I haven't actually like decided what an imp looks like. Maybe they don't look like they're this human. Maybe they look less human. And she is like, I don't know, an imp eye. But I think she's an imp, not a demon. Demon's different. They both are real. Angels are also real. Angels are in the warrior class. Demons are in the nocturnal class. And all this fun stuff. But yeah, that's Elena. And last one I'll show you is Beatrice. I gotta go. And she is beautiful. Ren's cousin. Thank you. Ren is a ice elemental. Beatrice is a water elemental, if you can't tell. She is a princess. She did not give up her title. Should she? Maybe. But she's decided that she's gonna stick with it and stay in the horrible society she's in hopes that she can fix it. Can she? Who knows? But she's gonna try, and you gotta respect her for it. But yeah, she's great. I love her. She's so pretty. Isn't she beautiful? And she's just so pretty. I can see why Sam likes her. Wink, wink. But yeah, there you go. Thank you for coming to my opposite of TED Talk. Because TED Talks are short, and this was not. But yeah. Close that. And move this back over here. There we go. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I super duper appreciate it. I have to head off now. Suddenly, I guess. Little Biscuit, thank you so much for the dono. And thank you for staying for like the whole freaking stream, man. Oh my gosh. You're goated. Oh, and thank you for joining the membership. How many things do I have to thank you for? Gosh darn. Why are you so cool? How dare you? But yeah. I really appreciate it. I cannot, like, I hope that y'all understand just how baffled I am. We already reached our goal. It's day 2. We have 4 days more to go, and we already reached our goal. I'm, like, exploding internally about this. Thank you so much. And I say that, like, in a good way. I hope y'all understand. Me freaking out when I get a donation is just a natural reaction. I hope you don't feel bad. I definitely feel bad. I feel like I'm taking y'all's money, but if y'all are giving it to me, it's not taking it. I think. I will hope. Yep. But anyway, I gotta go now. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow on Twitch for my Twitch debut. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna send the link to my Twitch so that you guys can make sure that you are following me, so you don't miss it. Also, if you want to join my Discord server, I can send a link to that as well if you'll give me a second. If you want to join my Discord server, I will ping the Fern upload ping just so you don't miss it. And that way you don't miss it. Like, I don't know. You won't miss it. You also have to get the ping. I won't ping everyone. I'm not that mean. But yeah, tell me if that link doesn't work. I'm sorry. It should also be in the description. or linked on my YouTube profile. All the things. But yep, that's about it. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you tomorrow on Twitch. Whoops, sorry for the notification sound jump scare. I didn't realize my desktop audio was still on.